Yes, put it out. Some people did. Let me tell you to put them down, man. Let me see. You don't look at it. It's in the bag. Go and pick it. You forgot it. You don't have it. Okay. It's like you have it, isn't it? Again, go and get it because you're going to make noise. They are going to buy for you. Okay. Our friends, I want us to have the tools ready. Every time we come for these sessions, we must be set and ready. Are we together? So that we don't miss out on some important information. For the basics, we know you are. This is your body, right? Now, this body is made up of what we call cells. This is basic now. Your mom or ladies produce one egg cell. Just be one. And for us men, we are very generous. Let's first go up for the men. Men clap for yourself. If you have a father, clap for your father. Okay, now it's in the mind. As we are generous, we produce millions of them every time we think about producing. You get it? And every 24 hours, you can produce millions. Maybe 21, 25 millions every time you evaluate. And this one comes. This is the egg cell for women. And when it is not fertilized every month, the body sheds it out. You have to call your periodic shedding, isn't it? And it comes once a month. If it comes twice a month, we need to think about it. There is a condition you have to sort together. If it doesn't come 2-3 months, then you have to get worried. You know, together. Now, it just comes once because women produce one egg cell per month. Now, for us men, we can release so many. It is about you to choose when to release them. We release more men, we release more men, and now, one of them usually means that is, we call that the sperm cell. And because of the conditions of what we eat these days, putting on tight punches, men, having your gadgets or phones around you here, my phones here anymore. And many others, too much heat, smoking, alcohol, all these things affect the quality of your sperms. So we have a lot of damages that are happening to men these days. Right from the epididymis in that testicle, in the epididymis, the testis, where the sperms are made. There is a lot of denaturing that is happening because of what you eat, because of the punches you put on, because of steaming and sauna, you understand? People go there and you're very hot and you don't manage your children, you understand? So these ones denature the sperms. So lately we have a lot of also the result of, let me call them normal term, sperm cell denaturing, and that has affected our healthy sperm cell count. So these days, men have low sperm count. It's supposed to be high, over 60. You find men with the Pambini, they call it, with about 4. You sometimes 60, you have 4. Are you okay? Others have a lot of sperms, but they are denatured. You know, some of them don't have tails. Others have a very big head and a small tail. Others, the head is denatured. And God will not make mistakes of allowing that denatured thing to fertilize the other extra have some zombie. You understand? So these things will not fly because when the sperms are produced, when you ejaculate, I'm going to talk about that process of being a father shortly. When you release those babies there, the prostate pushes them, shoots them the other side, which is very acidic. Here you are, I'll talk about that later. They're supposed to start running. Now some of them are thrown there, and they don't know what to do. You understand? They what is happening? And then they don't have things. You understand? Now, that is because of so many problems. Now, we are not ourselves. Your mom brings one, your dad brings one, which is a winner. So fertilization occurs. Fertilization is when one sperm and one egg they combine. So two cells get together, and where they combine, you have that line. And when you grow, this one comes and looks that one. That line is there, even though you have it. You divide it like this, everything will be okay. Part of the heart will be here, and the part will be there. So you have the left ventricle and atricle of the heart, and also the right, isn't it? Yes. One land there and another land there, isn't it? If you're a man, one testicle here and another one there. One leg in there and another one there. You have that line, you can see it. Especially for the women, when they're pregnant, the stomach kind of expands like this. That line usually becomes clear. You understand? Yeah, it does. And of course, in that line, you know, when the baby is being formed, even the brain has to that. You can see, you get the picture of the brain. You guys have seen the picture of the brain, isn't it? Yes. It has that line. So you really are part of two people. Now, we are going to go for men. Of course, there is a condition that happens, AOB, this is AOB, when the baby is born, and then some of them are still combining like this. If baby is born and they are combining with those layers of this one, you don't combine well. Sometimes you get what you call hernia, where the intestine comes out of a weak point which was not combined well. And then you take the baby for operations, they cut and they die. So when you're pregnant, you have to go to minerals. Okay. A or B. Grab for the pregnant women that you go to sell to the bone and muscle care. And then as you to sell the muscle care for pregnant women, that those things can combine. Now when this combines, these cells will form groups because there's something called binary fission. I know a lot of people have been through, this is S1, whereby cells is what we study in biology. Now 2 become 4, and 4 become 8, and 8 becomes 16. Power of 2. Left, right, sponsor 2, they sponsor 2, they sponsor 2, you have 1,000 people, isn't it? Now, it is the same here. With binary fission, groups of cells are formed, and groups of cells are called what? Tissues. What is a tissue? It is a group of cells. Now, tissues, which are groups of cells, form what you call organs. Like the eye is an organ. Like the lung is an organ. Like the heart. Like the kidney. You have to say kidneys now. All together? Like the testicle. Like what else? Which other organs do we have? The liver, isn't it? Like which other one? One more. Which one? The heart we talked about in Dennis. Which other one? The skin. Now, different organs will form what you call systems. You see, I'm talking about Andro-T. I can just make slides of Andro-T, which you already have. But you need to know from first principles. So that's why you have to bear with me. Altogether. Now, systems form what we call the body. Now, the body has about 8 to 7 systems, I have to be sure. Now, these systems are comprising of organs. And the organs are made up of tissues. Which tissues means what? Groups of cells. Okay. So you basically something thing full of what we call cells. Okay. Now, the one part of your body that you must take complete care of is this one. Because even when you eat food, it does not work here until it comes to cells. Out together. Let me just take you through that briefly. Then you know why this is important. You get the food off the plate, you put in your mouth. And then they recommend that we're supposed to chew 32 times. How many of you do it? You don't. Now, because we don't, most of the food we eat lands in the stomach when it is in big lumps. That is why when you get things going bad, food poisoning, and then you go somewhere and you throw right one called vomiting. I've used it already. How do you know? You when I come and I see this one get beans and rice yesterday. Because you didn't cheat very well. You know, the rice is all there. I can even tell this one must be Monday. So, now, in here, the stomach has a blanket-like surface, and that blanket-like surface has some blue cells. There are cells in that cell where you call it in Uganda, like the one for a cow, the green one. There are cells in there. I want you to read for me. They are called. They are called what? It depends on how I'm going to school to. You say they are called what? Who is going to read to here? Oxygen cells. Papa. Oxygen cells. Oxygen cells. Mama. Oxygen cells. As long as you are staying, you pass it. Now, these oxygen cells produce what we call acid. When do we produce acid in your stomach? So that you can burn the germs that came with the food you ate because you didn't wash your hands to get that mango. And it's called cause poisoning. So the acid burns and kills the germs. It also burns the food you didn't chew very well, so it becomes soft. So that blanket-like surface is meaty, it's not as hard as your teeth. Be able to break it down. Are we making sense? Yes. Now, this is what you need. Because in business is about product movement. You didn't know, Okada is about product movement, but we move it in two ways. I recruit you with a premium, you have taken more than 50 products. What have I sold you? Products. Okay. Now, this time, I only have an advantage is now I have you in my business. So I want you to do what I did. Bring more people, which is sell more products and also get customers who can buy without training us. Okay. So product is very important. Now, this acid will break down that food and digestion will continue in the stomach, digestion break down the food for the next 2 hours. And now the mashed food will move to the intestines, small intestines. And in the small intestines, there are very blood vessels called capillaries that will remove the nutrients from this food which is mashed and porridge-like into the blood. And the blood will transport it to your what? Now when the food is in the stomach, have you used it already? No. It's not used. When it is in the intestine, is it used? No. Until it is absorbed and put in the blood. And when it stays in the blood, is it used? When the food stays in the blood, you don't use it to make diabetes. Are we together? Now, the blood vessels will bring it to your cells, and the cells, they are very permeable. There is no way I can make you understand. Permeable means they have a soft membrane. Like you come and you pass through the wall because it is permeable. But the walls are impermeable. Okay, they're impermeable. You come try to pass it, you block it. But our cells are so permeable that when the food nutrients come, they just enter. Are we together? Now, until they enter, the nutrients will not work in your body. Are we together? So you said it's very important. That is why they tell us that we must use a lot of omega-3. We must use a lot of nutrients like the ones in colon detox because some of them retain the permeability of your cell. So that you can maximize on the absorption or on the utilizing of the food that you've eaten. And if you're going to sell Andro-T, I want to say it with colon detox. Many reasons I'll talk about later. Are we together? Why? Colon detox will make this process so swift, all through. If I'm not using it with colon detox, I'm using it with liver care. Why liver care? For this case, liver care helps the liver produce what we call bile. Now this day will be somebody has ulcers and small complications to give your products and liver care. I think this is for the liver. What do we give them? Liver care has curcumin from turmeric, that's yellow thing, as the main component among the many. Now that one helps the liver produce this one. And the liver produces it. There is a way a liver is somewhere here. But it has a pipe we call a bile duct that brings this grease every time you eat food. In case some of those germs escape the acid here and they come here, the bile is also acidic and sour. How many of you have touched chicken and they tell you, be careful in the liver, that's green bean? How many of you? What do they tell you about it? It's not to make the chicken sour.
No, bitter.
Bitter. Have you tried it?
Yes, very bitter.
You broke it and it can become bitter.
If you break it, the entire sauce is bitter.
That is bile. Very bitter. Now that bile, the bitterness in it, you know what it does? It also kills bacteria, but also it emulsifies the bad fat. You know when you eat food, every time you eat cooking oil, you go eat cooking oil. Eat a lot of sugars, they also produce fats in there. This one is needed now, the liver. So when the bile comes here, it emulsifies the fats that might be a hindrance. This is the whole of the intestine, and this is the soft food, this one now. Some fats might be growing here, hindering the absorption of the nutrients into the blood vessels. Now, the bile will clear them so that there is proper absorption. So you need to take liver care every day for proper absorption of your food nutrients you eat. If you plant it, clap yourselves. Some of you will write it. Some of that's answers. What of them be given is liver care. So the reason I use liver care and Andro-T is to ensure that when the Andro-T nutrients come, they do not get any hindrance in the absorption process before they get to where I want them to get. Out together. If somebody says, I have issues with my prostate, I have to give them Andro-T, but then I have to find another product to make my Andro-T work better. So instead of colon detox or liver care, they can have a take video, then drop yourselves and your glands system now. So, we got it here. Food gets to the cells. Which cells is the body for it to work? Okay. Now, in our bodies, we have what we call organs. Before you fall sick here, it is the cells that fall sick, then the disease comes to the tissue level, you are still dosing, you don't feel it, you feel fatigue, you don't feel it. When it comes to the organ level, and they tell your kidneys, no, that is when people are rushing now. But apart from the general makeup of the body, there is what we call this one. I want you to read it after I've written it. Are you agreeing? Yes or no? Yes. There is what we call. They are called what? Glands. Everybody. What are they called? Glands. There is what we call glands. Now, glands produce what we call. They produce what? Hormones. And hormones are responsible for your general wellness, proper functioning of the body, optimal well-being. And there are many hormones you produce in the body, by the way. There are very many. And there are those that are specific to sex. There are only two sexes, male and female. There is nothing else I know of in between. How together? There is only male and what? Are we together? Now, hormones are for general wellness. Different glands produce different hormones. For example, there is a gland here, look at the touch. Here, there's something hard. Like just touch, just try to feel it. This one, you call it a dopamine. In normal language, they call it what they call the thyroid. Now, the hormones, okay, let me get back to the glands. Glands, for them to enhance their wellness by producing hormones, these glands need specific minerals for proper functioning. So if you want to have general wellness, you talk about glands. But glands need specific minerals to produce well. For example, the thyroid is responsible for the pH of the body. pH is acid alkaline level. When you take too much salt, your body becomes alkaline, which is a very good environment for reversing cancers. But when you take too much sugars, don't necessarily you're dosing. Now, don't lose it. When you take sugar, when you take soda, when you take alcohol, and many things you guys take, especially sugar, sugar is everywhere. Sugar is very important in the body. Very, very important. You go for this one. Sugar is one of those very important nutrients you need. You can call it glucose. Because it gives us what we call what? Energy. And your body needs energy to perform. If you want to tell someone who has diabetes, someone to learn that from going there. Someone to pay attention. Yes or yes? Yes. Someone has pressure. Yes or yes? Yes. Sugars can be got in many things you eat. All the food we eat that is carbohydrates, which is the normal food we have in Africa, all of it, rice, bushel, whatever it is. All that is carbohydrates. When it reaches the intestine, they don't take bushel. They take glucose out. So you will go and tell the people of the restaurant, immediately you're done. So it is carbohydrates in different angles, you understand? You have it from matoke, you have it from bush, you have it from rice, you have it from sweet potatoes. So it's sugar upon sugars upon sugars. Now, when the sugars enter your body, because you eat too much food every day, you guys are energetic. That is why you are seated. Because you need energy to sit. Have you fallen sick and you don't have energy to sit? You just want to lay down. That is why I want to make it clear to you. Walking, talking, sitting, writing, even just listening to you need what? Energy. So sugar is very important in your body. But in the process of the breakdown of the sugars, so that it is able to work in the body, one of the byproducts that is produced is acid. So you take too much sugars, you have too much acid in your body now. You even add on other acids that you take in the sodas. And then in other chemical drinks you take. And then other citric fruits we take, which is important. Okay, now? Pineapples, oranges, and the rest of that. Now, this acid is not good. Because when you have acid, are you listening? The growth of cancers, growth of what? Thrives so much in acidic environments. That is why, if you want to stop cancer, you must take alkaline foods, alkaline stuff, vegetables, the rest of us, a little bit salty, have minerals which is alkaline bit. So, to reverse cancer, we create alkaline environment in the body. The cancer will have nowhere to grow. It will start shrinking back. That's when you take a lot of oral detox, which has a lot of antioxidants, which are fruits and vegetables. When you take what else has a lot of natural stuff, resveratrol. It has grapeseed extracts, fruits, etc. They kind of create a balance between too much acid, alkaline, create normal, which is water. 7, 8, 7, you understand? So when you have too much acid, this guy is called hypertension. Again, when you have too much salt and you're too alkaline, again this guy comes up. And to strike that balance, this guy, a particular mineral he needs to balance pH is called iodine. So they used to tell us, why should we take iodized salt in primary school? To avoid which disease? You remember that one? Goiter. So how do we avoid goiter? And then he said we take what? Iodized salt. And then they tell you when you go to the supermarket, go to the shop, you look at that kebab there and see if it is iodized. Because you can as well get a private library. You understand? So, iodine. Now, sugars produce energy, but excess sugars, because your cells are not clean, and then when the circulation of the nutrients comes and it is the permeable cells, if they stay in the blood, excess sugars are always, with the help of insulin hormone, they are converted to fats. So I talked about insulin, which is another hormone. So the insulin is produced by another one, a gland called what? It's called a pancreas. This one produces insulin, which gets the excess sugars in the blood, which might cause too much poisoning, because sugars equals acid. So you have too much sugars in the blood, too much acid, chances of cancer are high when you're diabetic. So to stop that, the body uses insulin. Let's convert those sugars to fats. At least you can store our fats. Now when the fats become too much in the blood, now you have high cholesterol. So when you're walking, the doctor tells you, you're punching, you go to the doctor, they tell you, let's see how much fat you have in the blood. So they start by telling you these things here. Our body looks bigger, sometimes it's small, you understand? So they start by telling you, this is how they prepare you. You start by getting what they call high cholesterol. Too much fat. So they don't have too much fat in my blood. I don't have pressure yet. Then when there's too much cholesterol in the blood, you know the blood vessels, is where the blood flows, and there is too much fat in there. Some of the fats will start flowing by the walls of your blood vessels. So they make this space narrow. When they make it narrow, what is that going to happen? What is going to happen there? The pressure will be too much of your blood. Because if it is a water pipe, you make it narrow, pressure of the water increases. Now if it is a blood vessel, you make it narrow, the blood pressure will increase. Now it stops being high cholesterol. They now tell you, you have hypertension, which is high blood pressure. It goes down slowly. Then from hypertension, they give you those two drugs. Are you following? And now they say, my doctor told me to take these pressure drugs. You need by sleeping because their cells are sick. See that? Now, when you take these two drugs, what they do, they don't remove the fats. They instead pull this muscle or this vessel apart, making them wider, but without removing the fat. So because this lumen is wider, that place is called lumen. Because it has widened, now the pressure will reduce. And this is what is going to happen. Every time you take, it widens. After a few hours, because the medicine has now come out, you get it? Then you have to take it. So that's how your parents have been to the school years and been taking these drugs. One day, it will just be one day like this. It will be like a rubber band. When you turn, pull, you get tired. It cuts. When it cuts, the blood will start pouring out to places it's not supposed to go. Now in Uganda, we stay at late people, sudden death. So that's when you come and like, sorry about to say it's death, it's a pity. What was the death? He was with us every day, and every morning he takes his drugs. It is the same thing he has done even this morning. He took his drugs like normal, and after taking the drugs, while he was walking down there, we just saw him falling down. He was dead a long time ago. And this is because men would get buried before they should get buried. In fact, many of them are still waiting in the heaven gates because angel is saying they want you and she will be here. You understand? It's hypertension. We don't work on it using omega 3 because omega 3 doesn't dilate. The super omega 3 that you should give these people, that you should take every day, it just removes these ones without touching these blood vessels. So that hypertension goes back. Then, if somebody has been using this, they need something to strengthen those vessels. They need minerals. So you give them bone and muscle care. This time you want magnesium in there. So what do you think lower pressure? Bone and muscle care and omega-3. Now because some programs of you cannot give again. Because curcumin also makes these ones. Are we writing? Or you looking at me and you are waiting for me to tell you, for high blood pressure, this is what we give. The next time you come to me and say that just so aware, put it on your faces. Finish. So from hypertension, now you have diabetes. Oh, they call it pre-diabetic. Because the sugar levels are high and then they're not so high, they say, no, you don't have diabetes yet, it is just pre-diabetes. Then if you don't control it, now you have diabetes. Because in a pre-diabetic, probably this thing is starting to become weak. It cannot produce enough insulin when it is needed, so you have some insulin spikes, they call them. Now, when you go to hospital, they give you some tablets before they give you the injection itself for the syringe. Yes, there's a lot. Then from there, there's a lot to go to. When diabetes is not worked on, your nerves die. You go into that neuropathy thing whereby you lose sense in certain areas. And then neuropathy causes the things of food rotting when you are alive. Diabetic feet, have you seen them? Then you have to be amputated after some time. So when somebody has that already, they have to reverse from this, back to this, back to that, back to that, back to that, back to normal. They can't take 2 bottles. They can't take 3 bottles. It takes for a long time, or else you get them to die. So we're talking about glands, pancreas. Then we also have the mammary gland for women. We also have the prostate gland for us men. Now we have started that training, the prostate gland. That one, you use it. So if somebody has neuropathy, you give them all our products. And then we take back to the process. Now, today I want to talk about one gland for the men. This is how problems start coming. This will cause that to move up to the last one. So you want to reduce, that's why you take tryptophan. Tryptophan just converts this back to sugars. And when you have too much sugars, you have to exercise so that you use the energy, so that more is produced. So tryptophan does this. And then you must do that, because this is the normal way of living. That's why we want you to do a lot of exercises. Don't use the lift when you're able to use steps. You know, if you are able to walk, don't take a border, able to jog in the morning, please do it. Don't avoid these things. Otherwise, being fat is not nice. Some of you think when you're fat, you have money. No. It is wrong. It is very wrong. Now, the prostate. The prostate is to men. It produces that hormone, they call it what? Testosterone. Hormone. That is the male hormone. When a child is young, we want to, parents are in the house, want to see if that boy has tests after some days or weeks. So we check. If they are not up here, they come from up, they should come down. If they don't come down in time, we want to go for an operation so they come down. Not together. Because they are very important. Now, prostate is a small gland. This is very regular. The tube where urine passes and other stuff. This is your penis. And I want to be basic. That is the urinary bladder. Basic. And somewhere, before the urinary bladder, there is another tube that connects that sac where you find the testes, which have those that make the sperms. Together. Now, it is collecting the kidneys through those ones. Now here is a small gland. I will draw it like this, and I will shade it. It is a bean, like it's a small grain, like let's say bean size. Bean, no beans, right? Let's give an example. Beans, we understand. It's very small. It is donut shaped like this. So the tube goes through like that. Out together. And it is around it. Now that plant is very important for us men. When a boy is about 11 years, that thing starts producing that hormone actually. So even before, you want to have your baby boy wake up when the thing is like this. If it is not, you touch it to see if the boy is alive. If it's not, the men should cover this one. But am I lying? No lying. You touch, and you're like, are you here? So we just can see that the Lord is good. You get it? Now, when we just this one is okay. So the boy is going to urinate. It is very healthy for them to urinate on my face when I'm carrying them like this. I'm like, hey! Then I know how to grandchildren. You understand?
Yeah.
Just like this. Mama, my darling. When it goes like, we're like, oh man, no. Before it is late, we realize there is no one. Okay. So we look for attention and help very fast, and it is there. Now, the prostate is responsible for all those. And you know when we're young, before women start getting those feelings for women, there is a way the prostate makes us play with boys and we compete. You understand? Yeah. You go to the rhino in P3, how do you do these games as boys, me and them? All of them. There is only P1, P2 there. You run to the rhino, break time, and then you stand in the line like this. You understand? You want to see who takes it higher than the rest. Mine stops there and then you're competing, that was mine. So, anyway, there is a graph I'll draw for you there. But the prostate is responsible for all that. This is the gland that makes your man. Because when about 11, it starts producing that hormone actively, and when that hormone is released in the blood, there is a way to bring changes to the body. You start becoming muscular. That is why men, even if you're small like I am, when you come and touch me here, there is a way my muscles are harder than those of women. You understand? And you may know this thing, you touch yourself, very masculine. And you want some guy who is not soft. You understand? Yes, you want them hard. It makes your body masculine. You start producing beards now, they start growing. And then your voice box is kind of punched. It becomes a little bit harder. Even if your voice is softer like mine, but you sound more masculine. So like, you understand? I'm making sense. So, all these changes that come with adolescence in boys is because of the prostate. And it is very common for my son at 13 years to start telling me about stories of girls. Because now I know he's growing naturally. You understand? At 14 there is a way he feels uncomfortable being around girls. I don't stick with girls there. Then you feel like, this is a boy. He feels ish. You understand? So, it's because the prostate has started producing that hormone actively. Now, when you keep on growing, it is normal. Each time you cut your beards, they come back. That thing is involved. You erect, you come down. That thing is involved. When you go to play sex, this is this one. And that is that one. When you do this, it's not like you want to have fun. The fun is to excite this guy. So you squeeze because what you do to be felt. You understand? That is tickled. When he's tickled, or when you erect, even that's a lot because this one will prepare this tube very well. It produces that semen that preterm comes out when you do erect because it's the one responsible for erection. Because it produces a hormone, testosterone, the hormone goes in the blood, it goes to the heart, makes the heart pump faster. That hormone destabilizes this muscle called the pelvis, is full of blood vessels. The vessels become wider, so the heart pumps blood in those vessels very much, so it now raises because there is too much blood in there. Let's clap for the man. So you tell your son, or when your son comes next to those girls, you know the girls make his blood move faster. You understand? So when the blood is moving faster, you know, I know the boys feel it because the girls make your blood vessels wider. You understand? It's not for the men. You understand? I keep telling my big brother, I feel my blood vessels are becoming wider. A good wife. So, you understand the language now, isn't it? So start using the language, isn't it? I feel, yeah, my heart is pumping fast. You understand? So, it also prepares by producing the semen. Which semen has a lot of nutrients, which, first of all, is alkaline, because the women are acidic. So those of you who use your tongue for other reasons, it's not helpful. Yes, please stop. It is not how we do it. Now, so the semen is alkaline, and the other side is acidic. So when they mix, that water becomes water, so that the sperms can have in a river which is pH normal. You understand? So you want to use a lot of Andro-T, try to maximize on the alkalinity of your semen. That is health now. Are we together? So when you are playing sex, you excite this guy. First, he has already done these things. When the eyes see, he triggers, he gets excited. Hey, what did I see? When he gets excited, because the eyes see, they take the message to the brain knows that part is for the prostate. You understand? So the brain is like, master, there. And then the prostate releases testosterone. That is what it does. Testosterone goes in the blood, flies all over your body, you feel ticklish already, and then to the heart. And then the heart realizes testosterone pumps fast. And then the other vessels become a little bit wide. You understand? And then the blood is pushing a certain arm, wanting go. Even if it's there, they keep pushing, stay there, don't come out. You understand? I'm making sense. So someone is like, and then other people start sitting like, then those of us who have pots, we remove them. And when we remove them, you know what we do? We start holding them like here. You understand? Let me stop on the things of men. You understand? Like I put on your coat, no, I feel like it's hot. Why am I giving you our secrets? Come on, let me stop there. I'm not stop. So, can you please? Can you continue? So, when you excite it, it starts producing the semen, and then when it is fully fit and it feels like this is oiled, enough has been prepared here, stored here, because it produces some of it leaks, it goes out, but most of it is waiting here. Now, the message will go to the brain. I think the whole has been set. The red carpet has been laid. It is time to release the keys to open the gates so that the princes and princesses can come out. And now, the brain will right away tell this guy, release! You know what's going to happen? The boys there and the girls are very excited. They've been waiting for long. Are you understand my language? So they They call it peristaltic movement. In other words, normal language. They come jumping. Ask me, we know the feeling. Some men be like, ah! Others would be like, so they come jumping, because now you're producing a new life. Don't make me laugh. So when they reach here, the prostate is very healthy. It is what makes you a father. In microseconds after you have, they have jumped. They reach there and it mixes them very fast. That's why this is important. Don't joke with Andro-T. I take Andro-T every day. Wow. Before Andro-T, I was taking another one which has that, but now I'm using Andro-T because it has a lot of them. I don't have to take 3. The other time I take like 3 types because get some marker from here, get some ashwagandha from there, and then get the zinc from here. But now it's only one. Out here. So that prostate will mix the sperm cells together with the semen, which is going to enhance the healthy cell of the sperms across the heads in Kabbalah. You understand? Because then in Kabbalah is very, very acidic. You understand? So, and when that is done, you know what's going to happen? This thing, what is it called? It's called which gland? It will now squeeze the urethra to enhance the shooting. You know what I talk about shooting? It will be like now when it is still strong, it can even squeeze it 5 times. Very fast. So ask men when you're asleep. Before you say I'm finishing coming, already the guy has mixed the things and shoot. Short. Some men are like others are like let's give up for those ones. Because they have hands. How do you get that? These people think you're going to do that. So now, that is what makes your family. By the way. Because when you shoot it as far as buoyancy, they will reach faster than the ones that are thrown down here. Because they have to cross the road, you understand? Because they know and they don't reach. You understand? So the prostate is very healthy, it's very important for us men. But as it is producing the semen, because you need to erect every morning, and then, producing all this testosterone, it also needs a mineral. Like the thyroid needs the iodine, like all the others need other minerals. Also, it needs a particular one. Among the many, it needs something called zinc. And zinc can be got in many ways. Say, tell me to eat pumpkin seeds. Some minerals can be found in there. Melon. Some minerals can be found in there. But you know what? When you eat the zinc from these normal foods, you have acid in your stomach. How many of you know about acid? Produced by the obesity cells to kill the germs and also the food in the intestines, in the stomach, sorry. Now the acid, when you eat these pumpkin seeds, the acid in the stomach neutralizes or reacts with the zinc to produce something. You see, for those of them who know chemistry, there is the unit table. You remember the periodic table? And then there is group 2 metals, you remember? And then there used to be, Henry doesn't we used to come there, you understand? But group 2 metals, there is beryllium, what else? There is beryllium, what? And it was like this. This is group 2. There is beryllium, there is magnesium, one is like this. Beryllium, magnesium, zinc, calcium, and what else? There is boron, yes. So there is, now we have scientists. Those of you who are talking chemistry, because we are doing it, we have it back to right now. So there is boron, there is beryllium, there is magnesium, there is zinc. Now, when we put these group 2 metals in acid, this is why the doctors give people ulcers and magnesium. And this is why you look at them, no, magnesium is not healing the ulcers. Ulcer means wounds. We want to heal the wounds. The doctor will not give them boron. Because this one, you put it in the acid, it's no reaction, it's too useless. Too weak. When you put beryllium, maybe a few bubbles, but in the acid. But when you put magnesium, there's a way to react. But when you put it in acid, you know those S4SD tests of chemistry, you put that chemical in the acid, it just then you bring it home, you store it in some samples, you want to cause chaos at home. Then I used to do those things until I was getting better. I would bring some, and then I tell my cousins, gather, see magic. Then I put chats. But then you tell them, you understand? Kati, this one hisses and it is moving. This one hisses but not so fast. But this one hisses and it is moving very fast and it utilizes the acid faster. But the calcium, for it when you put it in acid, it brings fire. It brings, is it a blue flame or something or such? Put it there. You understand? So the doctor will not give you calcium for your stomach ulcers because they know there is acid there. You take calcium, raw calcium like this, pop in your stomach, fire, you're gone. That's what they usually do, like if you have products that have calcium in them. They get the calcium and they surround it with a lot of proteins to protect it from the stomach acid. They call that chelation. That's why our bone and muscle care works faster because it is chelated. You know proteins are needed in your body. They are bodybuilding foods. So when you take the capsule or the tablet of that one, that's why I tell people, don't chew this thing. Some of you are telling people to chew the bone and muscle care. Why do you chew it? You leave it goes in the stomach. When you chew it, you're disintegrating the protection of calcium in the mouth before it gets in the spirit, the stomach do it. Such as it breaks it down, a big percentage will pass without being wasted. You start saying, don't take to chew these capsules and tablets. Okay. Those of you who make a mistake, this is doable. Why is it written there? That is the point it has passed. I've seen people and there. Some people are telling people to chew the bone and muscle care. You know what issues? They are always stomach aches. You give it to someone, they get stomach ache with us. It's okay. Let them swallow. So I can reach the stomach. If it is one capsule, two capsules, the tablets, like what tablets? Some person gets lost in the reaction, a woman passes. Okay. Clap if you've understood. Where are we? Acid reacts with these metals. From this one, and this one. The reaction becomes more vigorous as you go down the group. So, among them, we have this, and this, and this. They are all important for the treatment of ulcers. Because one of the elements for have ulcers is too much acid in your stomach. That's why I was giving somebody ulcer products, which is colon detox. You can give them bone and muscle care because of the group metals in there. Like zinc, like magnesium, and calcium, reducing acid strength. Now zinc also heals the wounds, all ulcers, because zinc is an immunity thing, it heals the wounds. But zinc in group 2 is the mineral you need for your prostate health. For sperm quality, you need that one also. That's why when you're taking these products, you take many of them because they do so many things. By mistake, you can sell someone a bone and muscle care and then their prostate becomes okay. Don't think it's a mistake. There is zinc in there. Are you following? Yeah. So if somebody says I have prostate cancer, apart from the Andro-T, what else can you give them? Why? Zinc. And why should I give them liver care or colon detox? For absorption purposes in the intestines. That's why I'm not just bring the slide. So what we have in Andro-T, it is what we call a natural testosterone booster. That means Andro-T has natural food nutrients that are going to help your prostate do its function. So somebody says, I have erectile dysfunction. What causes erection? It is the prostate producing the hormone in the blood to the heart to cause the heart to pump faster and the vessels in the penis to widen so that when the blood is pushed there, it is able to stay. Some of your penises have lost sensitivity because of too much masturbation. You want to bring back that muscle rigidity. Because the muscles have now become like this. You know those women who have those big flabby parts here? That's how women's muscles are. When they are pushed to work, they are no longer able to. So if somebody has a weak erection, you give them Andro-T, but you add on minerals that are going to work on the muscle stiffening and rigidity, call it. So you can go and muscle care alongside. Because penis is a muscle, right? You want to step up for yourself now. You man, 100 who told you stop cramming? By the men don't cram, man. That's why we do these things in past principles. You talk about answers, you talk about but the topic is Andro-T. Because you don't have to cram, it has to be natural here. Because you understand. When somebody says, what causes my penis going to be erect? You tell them, okay, the erection comes because the testosterone has been pushed by the prostate in the blood, and then it goes all over, and then the heart senses it. When the heart senses it, that's why when you are kind of excited and you want to play sex, there's why your heart is pumping fast. And this is what's funny. When this guy finally squeezes and does the shooting, after the shooting, it is very fast. Like in a few seconds, maybe 1 minute, that is too much. It will start withdrawing its army. Retreat! And when the testosterone releases in the blood, the muscles. Yeah. And then the vessels who were like this. And then the heart was very open. So you lose energy. And then you're like, let's go for a minute. I said, someone was telling me, I do my morning press-ups, morning glory. After I jump off, I press, I go to office, you're joking. You're watching. You're understanding my numbers, right? When you do the morning press-ups, do it in time. 3 hours before you start action. So when you are done with the withdrawing of the testosterone, you give yourself like 30 minutes of recovery. So if you want to stay with a strong erection, always prepare the recovery time. Don't be like, I'm in a prison. Erectile dysfunction is a mission. I didn't say anything. So this is very common. This guy is masturbation. You know masturbation is kind. I was talking to some guy, and I'm like, but it's kind of normal for a man. Boy, at a certain age, they kind of masturbate. It's so common, I don't know. Somehow, and it happens. Like, just kind of, you find it stupid. You understand? Now, when it happens, it means you've done it sometime. It's not healthy. Because it works on your muscles, your vessels, your sensitivity. You know what masturbate, they will not feel any senses. They will just move far. Finish, go. But you want to have that enjoyment. Your prostate is sensitive. Andro-T. Then there are many other conditions that the prostate will hold. Fertility now. Because now, if your semen is not healthy, it is not so alkaline because you don't take a lot of minerals in a group too much, and the zincs, the rest of them. And then this one is a little bit too watery. You know those go have water, it is like water. It's not even milkish, it's not even yellow, it is just there. You look at this semen, it is coolant, you know there is a problem. Start taking a lot of Andro-T, zinc, bone and muscle care. You're there. People find it hard to produce. And these days it is common where people are seriously communicating children. Because some of them masturbated and then they say, that woman is that, for the men, the family, they always come and ask what me and that's who will you get problem yourself? But there are those ones who are like one shot, it was my mistake, twins. So you will learn the process. It works on many conditions. The strength of the erection, the semen quality, the sperm quality down this side. I mean now this is Andro-T. The reverse this is normal. This one, reduction to Andro-T. It is a natural testosterone boosting supplement. It is a supplement, like something to add on. Any supplements in like German, I was saying that for the road to be constructed, how about if we also put humps? Because you have to make a supplement. Because we have already decided to construct a road. You understand? Now, that means you must also take care of yourself. Don't masturbate. Don't put on tight panties. Don't do a lot of alcohol. Because all those things kill this. You know people are alcoholic? They want to use a lot of Viagra? Because they are dead man. Don't put a lot of sugars. Because sugars are not healthy for your prostate. Out here. So like, do a lot of leafy stuff, vegetables, put some vegetables there. Don't do a lot of cooked food, sometimes you do the uncooked one. Because you man, do a lot of water, exercise. Because when you exercise, it helps your body in many ways. You know, stretch, do all those things, you know, jump around. It helps you with your fertility. Now, on top of doing that, now you can supplement with Andro-T. Because when you exercise, you kill the stress. There is a hormone called cortisol, which is a stress hormone. That is the enemy of testosterone. When you have cortisol, testosterone levels go down. That's why you can't play sex when you're stressed. Because cortisol is too much, because of stress, it's called a stress hormone. You're like, I'm stressed. You tell them school fees. When you have school fees issues, you men, this is for us. Do you have feelings? The feelings are brought by testosterone because this cortisol kills it. It's like this, the antagonistic. So, also reduce the stress. Work hard, make the money. So that you enjoy your life. When you have money, the testosterone is healthy. You understand? Because there's no stress. How do you be there without money? Let me stop there. This supplement is designed to help men regain their optimal testosterone levels. It enhances libido, muscle strength, mental clarity, and overall vitality. By the way, there is, I think I'll post in the yellow group of the company. There is this testosterone levels going down. It's now becoming the new COVID in men. It's a pandemic. When you're 20, your body is supposed to be full of testosterone, 20 to 35. And then after 35, maybe up to here, if I'm training the whole body, I shade this rate. Up to here, maybe. About 40, you still have half of your body, you understand? But these days, at 40, you only have the fish shaded range, you understand? The man is just 38, he has no feelings. He has cannot do it. They have to touch, women are struggling really. The guy has money, he has everything, then you touch, you do, you did nothing. Why? Even too much fat. You know you have too much fat as a man? You produce that female hormone, that's why the fatty men look like women. Estrogen, and estrogen is not so for men, but a person you have, but not so much. So when you fat, even that fatness affects this one. Are you following? That's why you have to shape up as a man. You kids are going to couple. Don't allow to be so fat because you are not supposed to be. You look at, apart from chicken, which other animal is a man is fat? She's not in a male box that she are father and the women, but look at the goats and other animals. It's the way the man looks like it's a man. A woman. Now, of course, when a person is not getting enough sleep, it enlarges. In conclusion, then it starts enlarging. And when it's enlarging, the enlarging also affects the production of this. And it is looking for zinc in the neighboring areas, and in so doing, it is squeezing the area and making it narrow. And now the changes start happening. When you're young, you push it far and high. When you start growing, it starts getting closer. And then it starts getting closer. And then it starts. Don't make me say some people like you understand. So you can set distance from the feet in meters or centimeters. Then edge in yards. Maybe you can set 10, maybe you can set 30, maybe you can set 40, maybe you can set 50, like that. As you grow older, the urine starts growing closer to your feet. That one is showing your prostate is naturally enlarging. Slowly and slowly. Some men have to do like this, so I don't wear shoes. Others have to. So that it doesn't come. You understand? And that is bad. So prostate enlargement, it is a very bad condition. It affects your libido. You don't just experience. It affects your vitality and your strength. As a man, you start being weak. Not only in bed and issues of sex, but everywhere. So the key ingredients in the Andro-T are basically targeting the prostate gland. Now what we call fenugreek. Fenugreek, it looks like this. You know what's funny? These things are there. Even here, they can be around. It's the way they look so traditional, you can find them. But then, this one, what it does, it works on the prostate, just providing the right nutrients that will help the prostate, first of all, do that. So read for me dose number 1. 1, 2, 3, read, That's not bring my phone. That's other benefits of fenugreek. There are many for you men to know. Then it also regulates the blood sugar and improves sperm quality. I told you blood sugar is evil. Did I say that? Now fenugreek is what the diabetics need. And the other equation we do to reverse. That is why fenugreek is what you find in the symptom enhancer. On top of other components like Cambodia and the rest of them. So when somebody is diabetic, I'll give them Andro-T as one of them because I know, especially for a man. Because I know that's an element of fenugreek. I even give them symptom enhancer and resveratrol and omega-3. From knowledge, you understand? Then, Tribulus terrestris is the other component in the Andro-T now. There is a product I know that has Tribulus terrestris, and one bottle costs 250,000 Uganda money only. Now, Andro-T, so underpriced and participating in it. Sometimes they laugh in there and I'm like, what these people? Do they know the power of the products that the CEO has put? Let's come for CEO. Our CEO is really sharp. Let's go for him. He's a nice stuff. So Tribulus terrestris enhances testosterone production. You see, all these ones are working on the testosterone producer. And what is that gland? Is it called? Prostate. So they're all targeting one. And of course, when you have what do we call it? Enough of these nutrients are targeting your prostate, then you're going to have that. So let me get them here very fast. Okay, tribulus, the rest is also known as the gokshu or the puncture vine, is a widespread plant that has several health benefits. For example, it can act as an antibacterial, anti-inflammatory agent when taken orally. It also has a long history as a remedy against sexual impotence. Have you known men who are impotent? Important men. Taking 1,500 milligrams a day can positively impact your erectile dysfunction and improve your sex drive. Experts advise dividing that dose into 500 milligram packs and taking it after breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And then, if somebody has sexual impotence, tell them to take 300 per day. Those of you who know this, how they have taken how many? One morning, one evening, one afternoon. Have you known this for now? Then, fenugreek. Fenugreek, scientific name, Trigonella phaeolum brassicum, is a small plant that has shown promise in treating sexual dysfunction in both men and women. Do women need Andro-T? Yes. This is why those of you who are taking treatment in answer. There's a way to get hormones balancing because of fenugreek. There's a woman, showed me 3 years, no period. I said, what? She had come for wait. 2 weeks, treatment only, hormones balanced. I told her, if you don't lose weight, that is okay. She started menstruating and she was celebrating. Even if I don't lose weight, I am not doing what? Menstruating. I'm going back to Calais to meet my husband. We were celebrating because I was not working. Let's start with this product. Those are very good. It's small plants that are shown promise in sexual dysfunction in both men and women. So you don't have feelings for your men, and your T is there. It works by positively affecting the production of estrogen and testosterone. So when somebody has hormone imbalance as a woman, estrogen is not working, give them products that we have that have fenugreek. And how many are they? How many? We have Triton and Andro-T. And somebody will say, Triton is weight management, stop crying, please. Okay. So, two hormones that play a crucial role in your sex drive. In women, fenugreek can increase vaginal lubrication and blood flow. This is for the women. We have a product for you. In fact, we have products. Let's start from Mama Nyaka. She's not here. I don't know what happened. Let me stop. So, women who have dry vaginal tracts, let's use Andro-T and drink the answer, please. Don't look at me. Because of fenugreek. And it also promotes sexual desire. Now, women above 40 years don't have sexual desire if they are still married. Please help them. Which products do you give them? Stop joking. We're talking about things that make money. We're going to make money in these ones. Mongwe, Triptoni, Ongande, it's point management. Tell them, it has a hormone called fenugreek. Fenugreek is good at balancing your hormones, estrogen, and bringing back the sexual drive. Explain it in that way. These are labels on top of the bottle. They're just labels. What we talk about is the capsule inside. The components is what we are looking at. All together. Yes or yes? Yes. So similarly, men who take fenugreek report an increase in morning erections and general improvement in libido and sexual drive. You don't have to write everything I've said. But instead of looking at me, a few points written down can change your client's mind to buy more products than one. Okay. Then, let me wait for others because they are there. There's another group of people who don't want others. Now, there is also what we call ashwagandha. And I told you ashwagandha is good from the roots to the stem and the leaves. Let me tell you about ashwagandha. Ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is good. One of the products I was taking before was having ashwagandha root extracts, and I love it so much. Usually they produce ashwagandha, they put it mostly in what we call coffees. But here we have ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is good at reducing stress. That's why most times they combine it with coffee. Then it is muscle growth and improvement. Then the cognitive function is this. You know, men, we have to be the fathers, you understand? The head of family, we have to be thinking ahead, critically. So it is then sleeping. People don't sleep because of stress. So improving your sleep quality because of ashwagandha, it is important. And also blood sugar control. I tell you, blood sugar affects your security in terms of erection too much. I will follow in conclusion. Then, we have what we call the maca. Maca is another one. It is another plant. Let me read for you about maca. I think it's written somewhere here. Etc. Maca. Where are you? So around here. Maca. Yes, maca. Scientific name, Lipedium meyeni, is a root native. It is a root native originating from Peru, South America, which Incan royalty often consumed, which the Incan royalty, the royals of that area, consumed to boost their energy. It has several health benefits, the maca, which include improving your sexual function, those of you are writing. Maca improves libido, sex drive. The exact mechanisms behind this are still unknown, but it works. Research shows that taking 1,500 to 3,000 milligrams of maca per day can significantly increase your sexual drive. However, experts note that it typically takes at least 8 weeks before this effect becomes noticeable. That is why in Andro-T we have a combination, not only maca. You go in the pharmacy to find maca coffee, but it takes you 8 straight weeks, 2 months of taking maca coffee, where you start getting some erection. But the body strength you feel it. So here we have maca combined with ashwagandha, combined with fenugreek, combined with the tribulus. In the market, separated products. In Okata, one in many. Let's start with this company, surely. The other things they left out. The zinc and other minerals. The chelated minerals, proteins in there. There's a lot in here. You know there's ginger. Let me tell you about ginger. Ginger. They call it ginger. Here is somewhere you have old straw. Old straw is a good product. Colon detox. It's also good for sex. That's why when you give colon detox with Andro-T. Let me talk about old straw so that you know. That's why you give colon detox together with Filtron. I mean, with this Andro-T. Old straw has a long history in use in traditional medicine as a treatment for insomnia, lack of sleep, and anxiety. Thanks to its nootropic and calming properties, experts suggest that these same properties could help treat erectile and sexual dysfunction. Although, in a slightly less direct way than other supplements, sometimes sexual dysfunction can come from lack of energy, which can in turn be a sign of depression and stress, draining your energy. As such, ostrom may help boost your sexual stamina thanks to its antidepressant and restorative properties. That's why men, sleeping enough is needed. Are we following? Yes. We talked about what ginger, what ginseng, and maybe this thing has many components by the way. Let me just talk about that. So major functions, boost testosterone. That means the prostate function better. Number 2, enhance sexual health. There is so much to do with that. I see many people struggling with sperm count. You sleep with your phones, you take alcohol, you smoke shisha, you take a lot of sugars, you do a lot of junk food. That is all going to come down to your number 2. You don't sleep enough, you sleep in clubs up to 4 a.m., 8 a.m. in office, and then you're taking sleep pills. Your sexual performance, you wait. I don't cheat your body. Then supports muscle growth and strength. We talked about the different components in there that help with muscles, minerals, the fenugreek, maca, and the rest of that. And then number 4, reducing stress and enhance mental clarity. Now, of course, when you lower the cortisol stress hormone levels, when you take this, you don't get stressed easily. You improve mood, you focus, and then you have better cognitive function. So the product is just too simple to sell. You see, this is just a sample, the target market. Now, this product, everyone needs, men and women. You know how to isn't it? Yes. So I meet a woman who is 35 and above, she's still young. She'll take Andro-T. Men, 3 capsules, mega dose. Because they told you 1,500 milligrams of each of these components. Then people want to build their body. Let's go to a gym, but tell them how to product for you. I've been marketing this product for that number 2 called support muscle growth. And then one is called my status. He says, you told us the other day, it's also working on the sexual vitality. The same product does all these things. I said, let me educate you, even in my job. So those men who have small penis, let's try. Let's try for them. Let's try for them. Very different experience. Size doesn't matter, I told you. Men experiencing stress, low energy, and cognitive decline. Let's give them a round of applause because they are going to use Andro-T. And of course, there are many health conditions that Andro-T may help. Because of the components you just studied, when somebody has hormonal imbalances, both men and women, this product cannot miss in the pack or in the combo you give them. Not one bottle, maybe 3 for starters. I can sell 3 Andro-T at once because the first month you need 3 bottles as a man. Because 3 capsules a day, 30 capsules, that's 10 days, another 10 days, 20, another 10 days, a month, 3 bottles. You take 3 at once now, or you buy 1, come back to the 2 before the 1 gets done. And if it is 1 month, don't tell me our products doesn't work. Maybe it is a sperm count challenge, I want to give you other components or other products, like the super omega-3, because omega-3 is good for fertility and egg cell quality, both men and women. Are we together? Are we together? Yes. So I sell Andro-T together with omega-3 for fertility sperm counts. If somebody has hormone imbalances, they need a lot of components in the colon detox. But they also need Andro-T. If they're a woman, they also need components in the hair, skin, and nails that we'll talk about today, and in the respiratory. So a woman who has hormone imbalances, I'll give them Andro-T together with my hair, skin, and nails, and then some colon detox. jobs, they still have money at the restaurant with reasons. Then, reproductive health. Same point we talk about sperm quality and boosting fertility. Both sexes, this product is needed. For women, they need it. Because they need some element of it. It is a lot of components the women need to go into those details. Then, talk about mental health. Let's talk about this one. You who are stressed. You know you have pimples. You have wrinkles. Try Andro-T and hair skin and nails. Let's clap for this product. How are you clapping can cause me to get weak? Really? Cardiovascular health, the heart. The heart is a muscle. We talked about it. When the prostate releases manure testosterone, it makes the heart pump faster. Now, if your heart is already weak because of your pressure drugs, that's why Andro-T is good to when you have pressure for your heart health. Right into omega-3 and muscle bone care, these are the products we need. Are you following? Let me tell you this. Let me first finish the function. Let's say the guidelines. Read for me, So, now that you are being my training, I started following the slides. It's true enough. We're talking about from that other perspective. It's true enough. No. With all the research on the internet, they're saying how many? 3. I should take it up with yes. Now, our inspiration messages for the best results. We can talk about 3. Let me just make it clear. Okay, correct this one. 3. So about your 10 days. About your 10 days, if somebody has prostate enlargement, let them take for like 90 days. That's all. Omega dose 3. After 90 days, let them now receive 2 capsules per day. One morning, one evening, after meals. Are we following? Are we together? This product is so easy to sell. Thank you so much, online family, for being with us.